King Frederik and Queen Mary's love that defied borders, class, and expectations. Welcome to B News. In the world of royalty, fairy tales aren't just childhood stories, they're lived out, scrutinized, and immortalized in the pages of history. But rarely does a royal love story capture the imagination and admiration of millions quite like that of King Frederik and Queen Mary of Denmark. Their relationship didn't begin with royal introductions or aristocratic matchmaking, it was born in the humblest of places, a bar in Sydney, Australia. Against the expectations of royalty, tradition, and centuries of noble precedent, their connection blossomed into a partnership that would go on to challenge the boundaries of class, geography, and cultural norms. This is the story of a love that dared to be different, a love that defied every rule in the book and won. The year was 2000, and Sydney was alive with the excitement of the Summer Olympic Games. Athletes, tourists, dignitaries, and celebrities from all over the world had gathered in Australia for the global celebration. Among them was Crown Prince Frederik of Denmark, visiting with little fanfare and even less media attention. On one fateful night, the prince attended a local pub, the Slip-In, a laid-back spot favored by locals for its casual charm and cold beer. There, in the crowd, he met Mary Donaldson, a marketing executive with no royal ties, no aristocratic lineage, just an Australian woman with poise, warmth, and a striking natural elegance. They struck up a conversation, unaware that history was being written between the lines. Unlike typical royal engagements orchestrated by protocol or mutual interests, Frederik and Mary's connection was organic and instant. They spoke for hours, surrounded by laughter, music, and the buzz of Olympic energy. But what sparked between them wasn't just physical attraction. It was an emotional resonance, a sense of familiarity across their vastly different worlds. Frederik was captivated not just by Mary's charm, but by her intelligence, her independence, and her genuine interest in the world around her. For Mary, Frederik represented something unexpected, royalty with humanity, a man whose title did not overshadow his character. Their story quickly evolved from a chance meeting to a long-distance courtship, kept largely away from the spotlight. Frederik returned to Denmark, and Mary continued her life in Sydney, but they stayed in touch, exchanging emails, making phone calls, and traveling across continents to see each other. For the prince, it was a leap of faith. The Danish monarchy had never seen anything like this, a commoner from Australia potentially becoming the future queen. For Mary, it was equally daunting. She was stepping into a world of rigid tradition, ancient customs, and relentless public scrutiny. But love, when real, is undeterred by barriers. Over the next few years, Mary quietly but diligently prepared herself for royal life. She studied the Danish language, attended etiquette training, and immersed herself in European history. This wasn't just about adapting, it was about showing respect for the country and culture she would one day serve. Her transformation from Mary Donaldson to Crown Princess Mary wasn't superficial, it was profound. She wasn't just learning how to curtsy or wave gracefully, she was preparing to be a queen, in every sense of the word. Their engagement was officially announced in 2003, and the Danish public responded with cautious optimism. Many royal watchers expressed concern, could a foreigner, a commoner no less, adapt to the immense expectations of royalty? But those doubts quickly gave way to admiration. Mary's poise during press conferences, her humility in interviews, and her visible dedication to understanding Denmark's culture won the hearts of a nation. When they married in 2004 at Copenhagen Cathedral, it wasn't just a royal wedding, it was a moment of national pride. As Frederik stood at the altar, visibly emotional, watching Mary walk down the aisle, the world witnessed a prince marrying not just a woman, but his equal, his partner. Mary's early years as crown princess weren't without challenges. The scrutiny was intense. Every outfit, every word, every gesture was analyzed and interpreted by the press. But she handled the pressure with grace and quiet strength. Instead of retreating, she leaned into her role. She took on public engagements with professionalism and warmth, launched her own charitable foundation focusing on social issues like bullying and domestic violence, and began building her legacy not as a royal accessory, but as a changemaker in her own right. Frederik, too, evolved in this period. Once seen as a bachelor prince who struggled with the weight of expectation, he blossomed under Mary's influence. Their love wasn't just romantic, it was empowering. Mary gave Frederik the emotional stability he needed, while Frederik gave Mary the platform to become a global icon of modern royalty. Together, they reshaped the narrative of the Danish monarchy, presenting an image of partnership, equality, and forward-thinking leadership. But not everything was picture-perfect. Their relationship, like any real one, endured tests. Rumors and tabloid speculation often swirled about Frederik's nights out, about tensions within the royal family, about cultural divides. At one point, whispers suggested the couple might be growing apart. But those who knew them best pointed to a different truth, that behind palace doors, they were more united than ever. When confronted with scandal, they didn't respond with flashy PR stunts. They responded with consistency, showing up together, raising their children, supporting each other's work, and refusing to let gossip define their narrative. Their family life became a new cornerstone of their love story. As parents to 4 children, Prince Christian, Princess Isabella, and twins Prince Vincent and Princess Josephine, they demonstrated a new kind of royal parenting. They emphasized normalcy, often photographed walking their kids to school, enjoying simple outdoor activities, and speaking openly about wanting to raise grounded, socially conscious heirs. This balance between royal duty and personal authenticity further endeared them to the public. The turning point in their story came in January 2024, when Queen Margrethe II made the unprecedented decision to abdicate the throne after more than 50 years of reign. Frederik ascended as King Frederik X, and Mary became Denmark's first Australian-born queen. This was a seismic moment, not just for Denmark, but for royal observers around the world. Mary, once a commoner from Tasmania, had officially become queen. Her journey had come full circle, and the love story that started in a pub had reached its historic climax. Their coronation was not just a celebration, it was a reaffirmation of everything their love had stood for. Inclusion, resilience, humility, and devotion. Standing side by side, Frederik and Mary represented the evolution of monarchy itself. No longer rigid, exclusive, or bound by outdated norms, their reign signaled a more human and accessible approach to royalty. They weren't distant rulers, they were relatable leaders with a relatable story. What makes their love story so powerful is its layered complexity. It's not just about romance, it's about growth, sacrifice, and transformation. Mary gave up her home, her career, and her anonymity to stand beside Frederik. And Frederik defied centuries of royal convention to marry for love, not obligation. Together, they showed the world that love isn't just about grand gestures, it's about shared values, mutual respect, and the willingness to fight for one another, even when the odds are stacked against you. Their reign is still young, but their impact is already profound. International leaders have praised their approachability. Citizens admire their sincerity. And younger generations see in them a refreshing model of leadership, one that is modern yet respectful of tradition, bold yet grounded in love. Their ability to remain united despite cultural differences, public pressure, and the demands of royal duty is a masterclass in resilience. Their story has become more than just personal, it has become symbolic. In an age where royalty is often questioned or challenged, Frederik and Mary have redefined what it means to lead with love. They've shown that authenticity can live within tradition, that empathy is not weakness but strength, and that royal love, when nurtured, can truly transcend borders, class, and expectations. So, as the world continues to watch their journey unfold, one thing remains certain: King Frederik and Queen Mary's love story is far from over. It is still being written, not in headlines, but in everyday moments of partnership, compassion, and unwavering dedication. And now, we turn it over to you, in a world where love is often tested by status, distance, and expectation, do you believe true love can still conquer all? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below.